Welcome to the FMB Cup Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The guys are going to be at it again. We're under practice conditions now, but we're going to get to our pre-race headlines as we head into qualifying. Jeff Bolton is recovered fully from his injury that he suffered at Indianapolis, and he is looking to get a great race here. Let's look at the qualifying standings and see who has taken pole. Jeffrey McClintock Jr. is going to take the pole, followed by Tyler Wesley, James Harrigus, Dylan Smith, Ian Dowdy with one of his best qualifying spots yet. Eddie Roberts looking to get the championship run back on track. Got to beat Jeffrey, though. That's going to be hard. Triffin Davis, Alex Bates, another good running there. Jeremy Davis, Jay Davis and Mason Welborn, they're right off the top 10. We're looking for Bobby Campbell, which was leading the points before going into this race. He will start 32nd in one of his worst qualifying starts of the day, so when he starts the race, he'll be significantly out of the points. Alex Bates, it's a little late in the season, but he's looking to get his run to the championship started now. As we said, Jeff Bolton fully recovered from the crash he suffered in Indianapolis. He is going to start, though, a whopping 31st place. Didn't get the car right, and we're going to head to race now. "40 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway today. They will do." Your pole sitter Tyler Wesley and Jeffrey McClintock Jr. These guys need a good run. Tyler Wesley not in the championship, but Jeffrey McClintock Jr. most certainly is. When he starts the race, he may actually that's a weird word. Actually may be leading the championship. We'll have to check. As they come off turn 4, the green flag is out, and we're getting to the end of the season with only a handful of races left. Already, look at this move of 32 Dylan Smith. Moving already. Jeffrey McClintock Jr. is going to clear the 07 of Tyler Wesley, and James Harrigus moves up to take the second. Already up to 190 miles per hour down the backstretch, entering these corners at 194, 95. They'll lose a couple miles per hour in the corner, but they can sustain 194, 95 miles per hour on the track. It's a really fast track tonight. Look at James Harrigus going to make the move. Things the drivers were worried about is how the tires are going to hold up here. As you see these drivers diving it off in the corner at 200 miles per hour and it's sticking. How long will they stick up, and the fuel mileage? Also, the big one. It's been on everybody's mind throughout the weekend. The last couple weeks we've seen it at tracks we shouldn't be seeing it at. Is it going to strike tonight? And if it is, will it hurt the championship battle? Well, if it is going to happen, it's going to be back here. Look at this. 3 wide. Bradley Perez and looks... Oh, and the 25, but Andrew Fessler comes down on the 31 and the 38. Kind of a sandwich going on here. And look at this pack we have got here. If you're going to want to look for Jeff Bolton or Bobby Campbell, you got to go all the way to the back of the pack. They must know something we don't. They're hanging out in the back of the pack. Chris Barnes there as well. Oh, up front, look at the one get thrown off into the grass. Here we go. This might be bad. He is all the way out in the grass. He's going to come back up onto the track. And he's going to get that sorted out for now. These guys are checking up big time. Oh, got to be careful here, chaps. Don't want to make a mistake too early in the race. This is going to cause an interesting separation from the field. Up front, though, let's see what's going on up here. Eddie Roberts has taken control of this race right now. We'll have to go back and take a look later and see what happened. And looking for Jeffrey McClintock. He has fallen back to 4th place as we were looking back here as the almost crash broke out back in the pack. But Eddie Roberts right now with the demanding lead as they come off turn number 2. Now it looks like Triffin Davis is going to close in as him and Jeffrey McClintock lock up and start to get to the front again. Remember, Eddie Roberts had this championship almost just signed, sealed, delivered. Then they went into Mossport, and after that, it was an afterthought, being wrecked on the first lap. And we have a caution on the track. It appears to be involving Chris Barnes. Oh, and Quiroga has taken a hit. I'll have to go back and take a look at what happened here. Instant replay brought to you by... Oh, we got a car up in the fence. Brought to you by FMB TV. Let's see what happens. Chris Barnes looks like he's going to get turned by Kuroga. Oh, that's a hard hit. Where is Jeffrey Stanton come involved? Oh, look at that. Oh, and he almost... Jeffrey Stanton almost a wrecking ball. On board with Jeffrey Stanton. Finally has the right sense of mind to use the brakes. Good lord. Almost coming into contact with Kuroga's machine. That was a really hard hit. Kuroga's gotten out of his car, but Chris Barnes is in the pits making some changes. But up front, it hasn't changed too much. The leaders elect to stay out. Some pit strategy, though, going on. Oh! There's been another crash. It looks like Campbell's involved, too. What has happened here? Jeffrey Stanton is involved, and your points leader, the 10. Oh! There's a huge crash on the backstretch. What has happened? Oh, another. This is a huge crash. Oh, it gets Bobby Campbell. It cuts down his right front tire, and he is out. And look at this. This is Jeffrey Stanton coming in late. Oh, this is not good. The pace car having to take some evasive maneuvers to get around this as well. Look at here. Jeffrey Stanton coming in late, as we were just saying, does not. Oh, that's a hard hit. That's a terrible hit. That's unheard of. We were just looking at pit stops and we see these drivers with, you know, problems in it, and we have to go back to Jordan Buster or to Brent McCaleb. He's got damage as well. Oh, a lot of these cars. Look at Stephen Knight and Brian Mercurio just barely getting by. As I said, a couple of drivers elected to stay out following this caution, a wicked turn of events. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll get this sorted out. We'll have to report on the status of the drivers involved in the after the caution wreck. We'll be back. We're back here at Charlotte. I'll take the green flag. Good news, all drivers involved in the last two crashes are fine, though the officials at the FMB officials are not happy at Jeffrey Stanton. There will be an announcement at the end of the race whether he will be able to race next week or not, following the intentions of not using his brake pedal. That's just not normal. Jeffrey Stanton's, you know, not the kind of person to do that, but we'll have to see. But the kind of person to do something ballsy is definitely Jeffrey McClintock Jr. He's going to do it on the restart. Look at this. Already making the pass on Trippin Davis. Not having a good restart. Davis is probably going to lose a couple positions here. Here comes James Harrigus. And he's made the pass. Jeffrey McClintock has, and he's looking to catch Eddie Roberts and really get this championship more into his lap. Right now it's fallen into Eddie's. A lot of problems with the championship contenders. Bobby Campbell out of the race early, and look at this, James Harrigus and Shalinsky gonna go at it. But Alex Bates was looking to get his championship on par. The last couple weeks he has did that, and right now 9th last time by, and he's going to take over the 8th position of the Dylan Smith has occupied for the moment. Move Alex Bates into 8th as he moves right up in front of Dylan Smith. And we've got a caution on the track. Another caution, and this appears to involve Kyle Young and Ian Dowdy. Oh, that's not good either. Ian Dowdy with a great run. We'll see what happened. Oh, cuts right in front of the 19. Looks like he got pushed out into the grass. This is where it's going to go all wrong. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, and he gets turned into the wall by Kyle Young. That is interesting, to say the least. And it appears everybody's going to get around Ian. That was a hard, vicious hit in the wall, about 200 miles per hour. Ian's out of the car, obviously frustrated, but can you blame him? We were just talking about the senseless acts of these drivers that's happened the last couple of weeks, and now it appears Jeffrey Stanton and Kyle Young are in the same boat. The officials are not happy with Kyle Young, and they may ask him to retire his car, and he has retired. Kyle Young is being forced to retire, DQ'd. So Jeffrey McClintock Jr. elects to pit on this caution. Might be topping off to make a 2-stop strategy. Not sure about that. Though Eddie Roberts has not pitted yet. It's interesting to see if he will, but Jeffrey McClintock Jr. going to be on fresh tires here, going to be in the back of the pack. Very dangerous spot to be. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with the restart. We are back, about to take the restart on lap 16 of 40. Alex Bates, Jonathan Tolman, and Andrew Fessler and Mason Wellborn all elected to pit as we were under break. And right now it appears Andrew Fessler and Mason Wellborn are not able to sort their position out. The FMB officials are screaming right now, and hopefully they get this figured out, but the race is about to go green, and this is holding up these guys in the back here. Pace car is in. The green flag about to come out, and we are under racing again, and it appears these guys are still trying to get it sorted out, but they will do now. Just to show you these single file restarts, Alex Bates is just now coming across the finish line as Eddie Roberts is going into one. So it's pretty long back. And speaking of people that have just recently made pit stops, Jeffrey McClintock, we'll have to see what he can do. He is on fresh tires, and he is all over the back bumper of the 41 of Ryan Williams. Right now, the last thing the 97 of Junior wants to do is get in a wreck, and his biggest chance of having a wreck would be back here. So right now McClintock just taking it easy, but how long can you take it easy? Scored 15th right now, and seems to be working out for him, moving up the field. Up front though, look at this, Eddie Roberts able to hold off a hard charging Bradley Perez and Joseph Lombard. Joseph Lombard getting his first win in the series at Indianapolis, a prestigious event, and this is also a prestigious event. Everybody wants to win Charlotte, so let's see if Lombard can get up there and make some noise. So cautions plagued the start of the race for a while, and they seem to be getting it sorted out. And look at this, James Chu is now going to be breaking into the top 5, I believe, this past lap. He is. James Chu breaking into the top 5. A good run by that 49 cars. They are definitely needing it after the year they've had. Speaking of the year they've had, Alex Gordon, an up and down kind of year, a roller coaster if you would. Oh, and it looks like we're pitting now. Looks like they're going to bring the cars in. We did not get word of that. Sorry that we were right in there. But Alex Gordon having an up and down year. Like I said, a roller coaster. Winning at Watkins Glen and not being able to put on much else. Right now he comes into the pits, gonna take a couple tires. It appears he may take 4. Takes rights, and the guys go around to the left sides, filling the car up. The gas mileage have not been good, and here comes the leaders. Eddie Roberts is going to surrender the lead to Triffin Davis, and these guys are going to go a lap down, but once it cycles through, it appears that Jeffrey McClintock is probably going to be the leader, as he has, made a pit stop previously in the race around lap 14. So we'll have to see if he elects to stop on this stop or to wait. And look at this, they are running pretty close off the corner, and there is the lead being surrendered to. And Jeffrey McClintock Jr. is going to take the lead, but he is in a battle right now with Ryan Williams. These guys are going to be coming up on Stephen Knight and Dirk Flemish and Tanner Guns, which have just made a pit stop. I believe we're going to see the 41 and the 32 start making a pit stop. I'm not sure if they pitted last time. Actually, this group of guys they're on a different stop strategy right now, so we'll have to see how it plays out. We have a couple laps to go. We crossed the halfway mark, and halfway through this race. A long race. It's a longer race than what usually most of the FMB Cup Series races are. As they come up on the... Oh, look at this. Oh, this is bad. Oh, that's a huge crash. Oh, and that just took out the 4 guys that are on a different stop. These guys are going to have to be careful here. A lot of traffic are going to have to slow down, and we have just had a huge event. The 07 of Tyler Wesley has just pulled up right in front of these guys, and we have just... a huge crash has just ensued. And Ryan Williams has had a terrible hit in turn number 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in slow motion. Dylan Smith does not get checked up in time for Ryan Williams. That is slowing for the 07, and look at that. That is a terrible hit. The angle did not look good whatsoever. Came in right there, and then at the last thing got hit again and then propelled into the wall. Luckily enough, Mason Wellborn and the 1 and the 8 all got through there without making contact, and this track is very narrow when there's 3 or 4 cars in the top lane, so surprisingly no one else involved. Let's go on board with Ryan Williams, as this is definitely going to be one of his bigger shunts of his career. And there was nothing you could do if you're Ryan. You know, we'll look once more. There was nothing you could do. These guys checked up, but I mean, really, Ryan comes down on the 32. But I think that was in reaction to the 07, not knowing if he was going to go high or low. Ryan Williams is yet to get out of his car. He has put the window net down, but he appears to be in some pain. So we hope that that's fine. Jonathan Tolman and the other drivers have limped their car back to the pits. Right now it appears they're going to be working on Jonathan's car, and the damage appears to be too significant, and they are taking it back to the garage. So it appears we'll have about 22 cars in the race without significant amount of damage to have to park, and it appears right now, once we cycle back around, we should have about 19 cars on the lead lap. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll have the update on Ryan Williams, as the medical crews are still at his car working on him right now, and we're under caution, and we'll be back with the restart. Restart coming now. Back from commercial here. Tyler Wesley is going to start on the inside, and if you're just joining us, Tyler Wesley had caused, it appears that he wasn't up to speed enough, pulled out in front of the leaders, and caused a huge wreck with the leader at the second place guy at the time. Jeffrey McClintock did make his pit stop, so he is cycled through, and your new leader, James Chu, out of Hawaii. No, I apologize. I've called that wrong. I have called that wrong. These guys in front of here are all a lap down. You're actually going to have to go back all the way to midfield till you get to Jeffrey McClintock Jr., which is the leader, and he has stayed out. He has not pit, so I apologize for all that. I got that mixed up. Right now, if you don't understand the FMB Cup Series rulings, these guys up here do not have to go to the back of the field. They are on the tail end of the lead lap, and so the leader actually is really near the end of the pack. So right now, Andrew Fessler is officially being scored as your leader here, as we have 10 laps to go, and these guys up here are fighting to get their lap back. And oh, and there they go. They just put themselves in the wall. I'm going to say all the leaders get through it. It appears that they have. Will this bring out a caution? This will bring out a caution. Okay, so this is how the ruling is going to work. That's crazy. It appears that Triffin Davis is involved, and oh, Alex Gordon is involved as well. So if I take a quick look at this replay. And oh, Brian McCurrow just goes right up into the 38 of Perez, and oh, I'm curious to where if Gordon got hit by McClintock. Look at that. That's championship ending if he hits the 9. So now there isn't anyone happier than Eddie Roberts, who got put on the lap on the end of the tail end of the longest line. So he will now be on the lead lap, and he'll be able to charge up air and assert himself in this championship, rightfully so. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back. Every driver involved in the crash was okay. We have an update on Ryan Williams involved in his crash when we come back from commercial break. We're back from commercial break, and an update on Ryan Williams in the medical center. It appears that Ryan Williams has had some injury, or he has sustained an injury to his lower back. The doctors are going to assess it at a different hospital, a local hospital, and they're going to overdo that, or go over that with x-rays, and we'll have an update, if not at the end of the broadcast, on the FMB Offline Series official Facebook page. Again, Ryan Williams appears to be injured in the lower back section, is what the local doctors here at the track are reporting. They're going to want to look at x-rays, though, to be sure they're transporting him to a local hospital outside of the track. Again, we'll get you updated if we can possibly do so before the broadcast ends. Coming up on 6 laps remaining, Andrew Fessler right now is in a position to win his first race. Jeffrey McClintock Jr., which we believe will be leading the points after this race if it ends now, sitting in 4th. Green flag is out. Keep in mind the leader or the second place guy is right there, but the third is not. He is just past the lap down, or end of the longest line, or end of the line right there, 17 of Tanner Guns. He is a lap down. He has been passed by the leader. Right now, your top 4 drivers right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, not to be confused. Getting down to the end of the race, the last thing these guys want to see is another caution. So hopefully they can stay green. Look at this. Joe Davis making the move on the 25 of Andrew Fessler's. He shoves him high off the corner. Like I said, got to stay green. This is what the one actually would care less if it has a yellow now, because he is leading the race currently. So I guess that's what he's wanting right now. But Andrew Fessler doesn't. He wants a solid chance at getting this back, and here he goes to the inside of the 1. Andrew Fessler fighting with the 1 again. Look at Alex Bates. He is having the best run of his life, if you want to. Look at this. He's running 4th right now, working on 3rd. And if he can get a chance, he can get up there and run with these guys. But we're losing time. We are losing laps. And right now, here comes the 1 again to the inside. This is just brilliant. These guys are back and forth, and this is what Bates wants to see. Now the 8 moves in to the 3rd position, and he is right there on the back bumper of the 25, or the quarter panel of the 25. And it looks like the 25 and the 1 are finally going to get this sorted out, and rightfully so, because here comes the 8, and look at this. Don't look now, but here comes the 09. Oh, this is going to be brilliant. Alex Bates running the race of his life, and Andrew Fessler is probably fit to be tied right now. He wants to get back up to the top spot. He just can't. He's stuck on the high side, and he can't get anything going. Coming to the white flag this time by. Does Alex Bates have enough? Can he get himself back in this championship? He is leaving this team at the end of the year. What better way to end with a win? White flag in the air, but he's got to worry about more than Andrew Fessler. He's got Tanner Guns right on the back side of his car. And this pack has really just done that, packed up. And here comes Alex Bates. He's got the run off the corner. He moves up to the high side, trying to get the draft. He's going to dive it into the corner. Does he get there? Does he have time? Oh, a couple cars check up in the back. Crash. Cars in the wall. Tanner Guns in the wall, but the 1 is going to win. And the caution flag is out, and Tanner Guns has gotten upside down. The 1 of Joe Davis wins this race. Alex Bates is second, and a huge crash on the front stretch. Wow, what an event. Oh, we've had a huge crash, and Pacioli has sent the 09 of Tanner Guns upside down, coming across the line. What a fantastic way to end for Joe Davis, but a terrible way to end. And look at the championship contender back here. He is involved. Eddie Roberts is going to be involved in this crash. Oh, and that's a huge crash. Does Eddie Roberts finish? Oh, this is a terrible race. He's going to finish. Eddie Roberts is going to finish the race, but he is going to come home. Oh, this is not going to be a good result for Mr. Roberts, as he's going to come home 14th. It's all going to depend on where the 97 is finished, but look at this. Coming to the line, and that's a hard hit for both Lombard and Eddie Roberts. But let's just go back here and see what happened, because I mean, at first glance you want to say that the 09 and the 25 got together, because the 25 is just torn right now. He had this race won, and then the 09 is going to come up and hit him, and there's the wreck in the back. But it looks like the 97 is going to get into the 09. And then these guys just can't get separated. They're hooked together, and then they go hard into that wall at 160 miles per hour. But the hard hit is definitely going to come afterwards. It's coming up right about here. Pacioli has nowhere to go when Tanner Guns comes right to the middle of the track, and look at that car. All four wheels off the ground now, upside down on his roof. Gonna come back on all four wheels. And Pacioli with a hard hit. Tanner Guns has gotten out of his car. He is fine, but it's not good right now for the championship leader or contender, and that was Eddie Roberts. Really wanted to capitalize here at Charlotte. Going to get wrecked in the final corner. The 97 though, Jeffrey McClintock couldn't be happier. But this is definitely going to be looked at for a long time as maybe the move that really won him the championship. Keep in mind, when the 97 gets thrown onto the apron, these guys get checked up here. Not to mention that Jeffrey just moves 2 cars out of the way to make up 2 spots on the track. So definitely helping him in the championship. But the guys in the booth up here are not liking it, and this may be reviewed. It's been a wild night. We want to congratulate Joe Davis as he wins his first race in the 1 cars. He's going to burn him down, but we can't be any more happier than Alex Bates finishing second. Championship contenders may be blown out of the water in this race, but more are born. Let's go over your top 10. The 1 finishes first. Alex Bates in the 8 going to finish second. Jeffrey McClintock Jr. third. Brian Mercurio, James Harrigus, Mason Wellborn, Jason Shalinsky, Jeff Bolton, who started 32nd, going to wind it up 8th. Andrew Fessler 9th, and then to round out your top 10, Timmy Pacioli. And Timmy Pacioli was involved in that terrible crash here at the line that sent trying to think of his name, Tanner Guns upside down, and Tanner Guns officially going to be scored. Looking for him, lost him here. Tanner Guns, looking for Mr. Guns. Going to be scored 19th. So a wild race, wacky, but the top 5 is definitely jumbled up with Brian Mercurio jumping in there 4th. That's a good finish for him. We want to report on everybody. We said we would try to give you a update on Ryan Williams' condition, and it appears that he has broken his back. We don't know the specifics of the fracture or how many things have been broken in his back, but with that kind of injury, you can only imagine he's going to have to sit out these next couple races or the rest of the season. So for all the more silly season updates on who's going to be jumping in Ryan Williams' ride for the next season, if that's what happens and that's what has to occur, make sure to check out the Facebook fan page in the description of this YouTube video. Also, we have a couple news updates about next year in the Busch Series that will be starting in a couple weeks. Don't want to miss that. So, without further ado, it's been a wacky race. We'll talk to you next week. Have a safe trip home.